Hi, everybody. How are you doing? I'm Beth English, and I'm an artist and speaker from Nashville, Tennessee. And I'm excited to see you, and I'm excited to be joined here with my friend Sergio.
Hi, Beth. How are you? Hi, everybody. Good to see you all again. I'm an artist, a curator here based in the city of Chicago, and super happy to connect with you, Beth, once again.
So I wanted to chat with you about something that I've been thinking about lately, and that's my space at home. You know, we've been going through such a big change in our lives that I think that it's important to reflect that change in our physical environment. So I rearranged my studio, I rearranged my office, and just going through the motion of creating change in my physical space, I was inspired with ideas, and I felt finally like I was doing something. And it was the best feeling to, create that movement forward into where we are today. What about you?
Yeah, so for me, it's kind of been changing a little bit, right? Because like this whole year, since I started the year, been kind of reaccommodating, figuring out, how it's going to work this year because I'm no longer teaching as I used to. So spending more time at home. So, I had my office all set up and nice and everything prior to this coronavirus thing. And of course, now because there's no school, so I have two teenagers. So now my teenagers pretty much took over my office because it has good light and my son has there his computer. So like for me, it's now impossible to work in there. They're playing video games, they're doing schoolwork, and it's like I can't concentrate. So for a couple of days, I was like a gypsy, kind of taking my laptop to different parts of the house, see where I could feel comfortable working. So I tried the dining table and I was just not comfortable. Then I ended up actually finding a good spot where I do my breakfast with Sergio show that has good light. The chairs is not very comfortable, but I like it. And so that's kind of helps me to get all my work together. That's digital based. And then here in the basement, I have my studio set up where I can, when I talk to you or others, I can just click the switch on and it's here. I don't have to do much setup. And then my art studio, that's home base, is right there. So slowly, feel more connected and creative, where the first few days it was just chaotic, confusing, and I didn't know, where to go, what to do.
I know the feeling. I was just pacing back and forth. Like I didn't know where to begin. And I think that we find ourselves in those moments sometimes like, well, where do I start? What do I do?
Right.
Like, what's the next best thing for me to do right now? And I was talking to a friend today and I was telling her the exact same thing. I was like, look, I know exactly how you're feeling. Let me tell you what I did. And it really resonated with her. And so I think she's going to take the weekend and just completely like create a new space for herself. And I think we sometimes don't realize how important the space is around us. What we see, how we're working, it really does matter to the output of our work. So if you guys are watching and you've done something different in your studio, will you just leave us a comment and let us know what you've been up to, because artists love to share ideas. And if there's something that's working for you, it could possibly work for somebody else. And so we're here to just share ideas and try to create the best possible outcome of this situation that we're in. So let us know what you're thinking about.
And what are some of the things that you look for, Beth, like when, making a space that works for you? Is it for you, is it light or space, or what's in the top list for you?
I think flexibility, because I work in my apartment. So to do live videos, to do work on the computer, to eat my dinner, everything has to be done in sort of the same space. And so if it can be flexible and I can move things around, that really helps. And so I created a space that does just that. I've got a great table that I can move, and I've got, different backgrounds of artwork that I've painted that I can create for different videos. And I've got lots of nice lights. So especially the number one thing though, is that it needs to be clean. I work so much better when things are organized. And so I like to have enough space around me to write notes or to have some place for my coffee or whatever. But as long as I just kind of keep it picked up, it invites me in. Like, who wants to walk into a mess,
Yeah, that's right. For me, like sometimes, like just kind of a psychological idea of what is what. Like, I like that the studio is a room, so I can walk in and say, okay, now I'm in the studio, right? Or that the lights are here on this table, so turning these lights on. Okay, now I'm in the studio mode. That kind of helps me to mentally kind of prepare for what I'm going to do. And it's interesting because we are all different, right? Like for other people, it might be something totally different, what kind of stimulates them to feel creative and so on, which is very interesting.
I know. And a lot of people in my group, I lead a group in Nashville called the Nashville Creative Group. They've been asking me all kinds of questions about what are some things that they can do right now and to sort of jumpstart their next steps. And, I keep telling them, change your space up. It's going to change your perspective. If we're
Totally
sitting
true.
on one side of the room, we see everything around us from a certain vantage point, right? But if you go sit in another part of the room, you're going to see things from a different perspective. And I think right now we're forced to look at things from a new perspective. And so that, I think that analogy, like getting up and moving around and looking at things with new eyes, is going to help inspire us to create whatever it is we need to do to get into this next part of our careers and of our businesses.
I think that's a really fabulous piece of advice. I really didn't think about that, on how even if you've been working from home for your whole, art career or so, even just changing something just because the times are changing puts you in a whole new. I really love that. I think that's really, really good advice. And also, I think, as we talk to our friends here, the space is just for you. It doesn't have to look pretty for the Instagram picture, right? Maybe some of our friends may have like really small spaces and all you have is your kitchen table where you do everything. And that's fine. Whatever makes it work for you. I think, and what art or creative process to happen. Sometimes out of those kind of less comfortable situations, sometimes the best work can really come out.
I agree. Because, I say, don't be afraid to experiment. I've changed up my space probably 3 or 4 times in the last week because I think I have a good idea and then I'll execute on it. And then I'll be like, you know what, I'm going to change that. Or, if it was like this, then maybe that would be better. And so I think being open to, like I said, being flexible, changing, just experimenting with whatever it is that you need to create in your room. Just try it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Just try something new. That's the part of problem solving. And that's where we are right now, whether we're trying to problem solve our businesses, whether we're trying to problem solve our family and our home life. If we just put on that lens of the creative process, knowing that this is all just an experiment and it's okay to keep trying.
Absolutely. Yeah, totally agree. And, for our friends who may have also, other family members that you live with and so on. Sometimes that could also be a little bit more difficulty in that terms that everybody's looking for the same, for their own spaces. So being able to also accommodate and be perceptive to the needs of others, right? So that now that we are at home, we can all kind of be able to enjoy this time together as much as possible, right?
That's why I think it's okay to try out new things, see what works. Don't be afraid to, take everything out of a room and then put it back just like you want it. And if it doesn't work a few days later, then just keep trying. Ultimately, that's all we're here to do is our best. And so
Absolutely.
I hope this really helps you guys, because I know that just talking to you about this, Sergio, is sort of giving me new ideas. And so I really appreciate this conversation.
Yeah, me too. I think I'm going to turn this around a little bit after this call, see it in a new perspective.
Cool.
So let us know, friends, let us know how you like these conversations. If you have some ideas for us, something that you would like us to talk about, please let us know.
Yeah, I'll always love hearing from you and appreciate you watching. Sergio, where can people find you to learn more about what you're doing?
Yeah, so to find me, the easiest is on Instagram. Find me there at Sergio Gomez Art, and on Facebook, Sergio Gomez Artist.
Awesome. And you guys can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Beth Inglish. That's BETHINGLISH. My website's bethenglish.com. Well, I've had so much fun talking to you today. I hope you guys have had as much fun and gotten value out of this. And I can't wait to bring you more videos. So if you have ideas, please send them our way.
Let us know. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, Beth.